your day with us. Let's begin what's trending in London, with brothers and sisters in the diaspora heading out en masse, not because of sports, to the doors of UK Parliament in protest to demand the immediate removal of the INEC chairman Joash Amupitan. Now, in the clips which started circulating on social media on Sunday, the group is seen demanding a free and fair election in 2027, highlighting just how connected a number of Nigerians in the diaspora still are to matters here at home. Let's take a look.
So we should defend our democracy. We should make sure 2027 election is free, credible, transparent. Anybody that loses goes home.
Amupitan has shown to us that he's not credible. He has no integrity. A lot of antecedents right from universities have shown the way he's changed his ID on the social media space. It shows to us. For seeing that, we believe that he's a forger. He cannot oversee this coming election. So we want Amupitan to leave that position. We don't want him anymore.
Now, this comes as Amupitan's role as INEC chairman has, of course, come under a fair share of scrutiny after allegations that he expressed favor towards the ruling All Progressives Congress on an old X post on social media. Now, this has raised questions about his level of neutrality in this all-important position, despite Amupitan denying the allegations. But clearly, members of the public, both here and abroad, are still concerned about, what's going on here, but how much will protests in London really move the needle on our elections here in Nigeria?
I love what you said at the beginning as to it just is a demonstration of how very connected the diasporan community are, and they should be, because if you look at their remittances and the impact they have on our economy, on the GDP of Nigeria, we have at the last measurement, $600 million monthly. In fact, the federal government says they're targeting $1 billion monthly from the diaspora. And as we've seen more migration for economic reasons, for educational reasons, we've also seen an increase in remittances. There's also been consistently over the years, even though it hasn't moved much in terms of actualization, this diasporan voting, voting from diaspora, since they contribute significantly through their remittances. So I'm setting this to say that a lot of times, many Nigerians who live abroad are still very invested in what happens here, and to whatever extent they are able to, they try as much as possible to use their voices, their impact, and through this is peaceful protests in the UK. Now, to what extent that would have on the politics here in Nigeria, I don't think in real terms a lot. The highest that would happen is, number one, awareness, public awareness. When there's a shadow cast on the integrity of the person at the helm of affairs of INEC, then you might want to take a second look to investigate. I know earlier today we talked about the fact that there's an investigation ongoing as to ascertain whether or not that post can be linked back to Professor Joash Amupitan. We're looking forward to the outcome, but preliminary findings using AI and tools on X have demonstrated that the number, the email address are indeed, indeed can be traced back to the INEC chairman. Now, the guests we've had on the show today, whether today or in previous times, have talked about the importance and the sanctity of the integrity of our elections, especially with regards to whoever it is that is in charge or responsible for the prosecution of that elections, the chairman of INEC. And so we've talked about the fact that the person should be above board. There shouldn't be questions around integrity or partisanship for that person. And where there are questions like that, it is definitely cause for concern. We've also talked about the fact that until we even deal with the institutional framework of INEC, whereby the president is the one who appoints, who becomes INEC chairman and state recs, we will continue to have challenges like this that put a question mark on integrity and the partisanship or non-partisanship of the INEC chairman. So what we should be pushing more for as a people is electoral reform that starts with making INEC truly independent by setting up an independent body that appoints the INEC chairman. As long as we have the president appointing the person who would be, prosecuting his elections, it will be very difficult to put your own enemy in an election that you're a part of. It doesn't even make sense at all.
Right.
But there should be investigations conducted, and if found that indeed it was his account that posted that victory is sure in response to an APC youth leader's ex post, then for the sake of integrity, it would be best to actually step aside, because you cannot, in all fairness, prosecute an election where you are a party in, or you have shown or demonstrated in the past, partisanship.
Absolutely. And let's stay on this politics thread with this focus on 2027. With reactions pouring in on social media to comments made by the former Kogi West Senator Dino Melaye boldly stating that he could flat out defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a free and fair election. Now, Melaye made these comments during the Mike On podcast on Saturday, where he was pretty candid about his critiques of the current administration. Let's take a look.
Anybody among those interested in presidency in ADC will do 1 million times better than Tinubu. There can never be a worse president than Tinubu. There can never be.
So Dino would defeat Bola Tinubu?
Me?
Dino Melaye?
Let's go. Let's go on a free and fair election.
You are
today.
Senator
Bola
Dino
Tinubu
Melaye
is the most unpopular politician in Nigeria.
So you can beat President Tinubu at the election? What is that?
And of course, social media was awash with reactions. I'll take one post on X from Olawale, who says, a person who couldn't win his own polling unit when he contested in the Kogi state governorship election now wants to challenge President Tinubu. This man, Dino Melaye, really jokes a lot. Then you have Stephen, who said, it has to be a terribly bad situation for almost everyone to think he can win a sitting president in an election. An administration that has performed well won't face that level of backlash, but we see the country. People are either complaining or crying. Hardship everywhere. And finally, Sarkis says beating an incumbent isn't about confidence, it's about structure, numbers, and a united front. Anything less is just talk. But that video is coming out as another video of the former senator is also being circulated online, which shows him inspecting his luxurious home and multiple items of furniture fully decked with his acronym SDM. Let's take a look. "2027, the gloves are out, the games have started." Rufai, I'll come to you on this. I mean, Melaye's statements that he could defeat the president, a sitting president. I mean, what do you make of this? All of these comments.
Goodness me. I mean, let's not take this joke too far, because this is purely a joke, right? Dino Melaye cannot defeat a man that has been senator way back in the 90s, governor of Lagos, two-term governor, and now president. He won his election and got in. Dino Melaye has always, he has just gone from House of Rep, then he became senator, all right? He tried at being a governor, he wasn't successful. With the backing President Tinubu has got and the power of incumbency, which is not supposed to be a thing in politics, but it's a thing here because our political system is also skewed. It's not possible. So it's not even a joke we should entertain in the first place. And if he tries it and gets on the ballot, he's going to be roundly beaten. President Tinubu has participated in an election where he has national spread. Dino has not participated in an election to show his national spread. That's it. So I think we've been able to clarify that. Secondly, the point I want to make as regards the protest. I think this matter is very simple with INEC. By now, for INEC to save its own integrity, which has already been damaged by the technical glitch in 2023, because this was the same INEC that promised us a lot in 2023, but the technical glitch dampened everything. And you know why the technical glitch is interesting? It wholly happened in the presidential election. The other elections that happened on that same day, House of Rep and Senate, we had none of such. That integrity blight is still there. Now you have an INEC chief that responded to a message. Adaya Israel, my very good friend and brother, as the youth leader of the APC, And he came back, his first rebuttal was that he doesn't have a social media account. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Then, while he said that, they brought up forensics through Grok, saying that he had changed the account, and the account, they also put out his phone number and the likes. In fact, Nigerians have been sending money to him.
Yeah, to a particular bank account.
To the particular bank account and all of that. And they saw the email there. In the same breath, the Senate president also came out to say that he only tweeted victory is sure.
Even if he was the one.
Even if he was the one. So from Mr. Amupitan saying he doesn't have a social account, and the president saying if he was the one. When you have a matter as contentious as this, all you need to do for the interest of integrity is subject this to an independent forensic verification. Let it not be a government agency. If INEC release any report today, we're not going to listen. Because INEC said they talked about technical, they released a report which a lot of people felt was not coherent enough. We want independent experts to come and look at all of this trail and bring out. With independent experts, you can even go as much as pointing out when the account was open and all of that. If possible, we can even contact, the independent experts should even contact X for the back end of the day this account was opened. Because we want integrity, and that's just it. And we are saying this because of INEC. Because INEC integrity has been in the tatters in the past. I think that's just simple. It's not about releasing a statement by INEC. No. You can't be in the eye of a storm and be the one to release a statement and investigate yourself. It has to be done by an independent body. And that's why those people are protesting.
And, as we talk about